Xbox's Sea of Thieves was the best-selling digital PS5 game in Europe last month. It's also the third bestseller in US and Canada. So that means it was going up against Helldivers and Stellar Blade and came out third.
Hey, boss hog, your console can't survive without a Sea of Thieves.
Well now, all together at last, and standing here before us, a pirate who knows what it truly means to live freely on these waters.
Xbox Game Studios' pirate-themed co-op multiplayer Sea of Thieves was the best-selling game on the digital PlayStation Store in Europe last month. By the way, I think Gronk Squad needs to go back to Sea of Thieves. We need some Gronk Squad Sea of Thieves.
What do you think?
No.
Oh my Christ. Oh. So according to the official PlayStation blog, the game was #1 in its top 20 most downloaded PS5 games in Europe, not counting free-to-play titles. In all 4 of the top 10 games in Europe, Sea of Thieves, Modern Warfare 3, Grounded, and Fallout 4, all owned by Microsoft.
Oh, wow. Oh, Microsoft. Oh, wow. Not just Sea of Thieves.
Oh. Yeah, okay, hold up, go up though.
It's a slow month.
How many of those were actually made by Microsoft? Modern Warfare 3 was acquired. Fallout 4 was acquired. Grounded, I think, is them, and Sea of Thieves.
But the thing with that though is like, it's still theirs. They still own it. I mean, like, Star Wars makes $1 kajillion. It's Disney's $1 kajillion.
Yeah, but it's I see it a little bit different if it's like Empire Strikes Back makes $1 kajillion, as opposed to like The Force Awakens.
But it's still Disney's. It just wasn't made by them, but they still own it. So that makes Disney the smart ones for buying the shit that makes $1 kajillion.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I think that would make anyone who had money would buy fucking Star Wars. It doesn't take a fucking genius to figure that out.
Oh man! All right, but let's keep going. So in the US and Canada, Sea of Thieves charted third behind Helldivers 2 and Stellar Blade. I think that one's kind of obvious. It was joined in the top 10 by fellow Microsoft games Modern Warfare 3 and Grounded. Sea of Thieves was originally released for Xbox One and PC in March of 2018, when it became the first exclusive title from Microsoft to go to Game Pass day and date in its retail release. The game was the last of the 4 former Xbox console exclusives to be ported over as of February to other consoles. And that includes Hi-Fi Rush, which studio got shut down, which is fucking absolute fucking tomfoolery, right? But I figured it'd be fun to go have a look at this fucking blog. All right, really quick. So PlayStation Store, April 2024's top downloads. So Helldivers is still #1 over in the US and Canada, with Sea of Thieves beating it in the EU. And then at #2 is Stellar Blade. I think that's pretty obvious that those two would be #2. All right.
Yeah.
And then Sea of Thieves. Then Modern Warfare. Yeah. Of course, GTA still in there.
Yeah, is that because of the shark cards or some shit? It's got to be the shark cards.
GTA 5 is so wild because it just never stopped selling.
It just keeps making money. Like they could.
By this point, Skyrim had fallen off on the charts
completely. Yeah, by then as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway,
I still don't know how Hogwarts Legacy is still up there. Apparently, Yellow Flash is buying 7 more copies to fight the woke. Yeah, all right. But if you go back up, like if we look at this, most of these games are either third-party games. I'm not talking about Microsoft, or they're Sony games. Like there's really only like there's only 3 Microsoft games. Now, of course, COD is going to be up there, right? If COD were to release, when COD releases, it'll be the top-selling thing on PlayStation. Of course, obviously, it's going to be a win for Microsoft when it sells well, naturally. But like, if you look at it, MLB The Show is on there. That's a Sony game. And if you go down further, there's Rise of Ronin, another Sony game. I don't think it's really as bad as we were saying earlier that Sony necessarily needs Xbox games. It's a problem, definitely. Like, these games, I don't know how the fuck. I don't know. How the fuck is Top Spin? It's a fucking tennis game. It doesn't look good for either company, though.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. They're so dependent on each other, man. Xbox and PlayStation are so fucking dependent on each other. Of course, they could just go to PC and be saved.
Jono, what do you think?
I think it's crazy that they both need each other to survive. Well, I mean, peasantry, you got to stick together. There, respect to those who play on console in the chat there, but PC is the king.
Cretans need to bundle together. You Cretans need to bundle together. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. Is this is the first PC I've ever owned, but I'm full team TPC now.
You were a Mac gamer before that?
No, I did my time as a Cretan. I'm like Griffith trying to get to the castle. Just had to, you know. That's a really bad example, isn't it? When you think of the shit he did. Okay, anyway, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't
One side note about that list too is that it's really interesting to see the difference of cultures of what people like to play in North America and in Europe. Whereas you see like the racing games, the other kinds of sports games beyond NBA and football, and baseball, they're all way up there, and also like grounded to other games like that. I find that it's an interesting.
The top ones in North America is basketball and pro wrestling, and in Europe it's soccer and fucking tennis. So, I mean, there's probably some mad hot Russian bitches in the tennis game. I'm not gonna lie.
And the Europeans do love their Gran Turismo, even though it ain't at the top of the list.
Yeah, they do love Gran Turismo. I got a thing for tennis bitches. Anyway,
I mean, you got a thing for their skirts.
I do. I actually really fucking.
I'll be.
I can't argue with you, man. It's holy moly.